Welcome everyone. So today we're watching We Stand Alone Together. A lot of people said we needed to watch this after finishing Band of Brothers. This is the unofficial, let's say, 11th and final episode. We've not truly finished it until we've seen this.
Okay.
So this is going to be, I think it's documentary style. We obviously saw the interviews at the end of episode 10, and I think going to be more from those people that featured in those interviews, and more, I'm guessing, more stories from their time.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, it should be a really great watch.
I saw all of the comments. We saw a lot of comments on the Patreon, a lot of comments on the YouTube, and it does sound as though there is a lot of reasons for us to go into this and watch the, as you say, the unofficial 11th episode.
Yeah, it was a great series. We absolutely loved it.
Yes.
But we know that some things get embellished, stories get changed for dramatic purposes.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're going to get some stories
from the
horse's mouth, is the saying, isn't it? But yeah, from source.
Now I've just got visions of you going around
talking to horses
in their mouth.
Got anything to say? What a long face.
Wow. Quit horsing around. So, it's going to be great to get it from source and actually hear their versions of the event, like we were in short snippets typically speaking, at the beginning of the episodes that we watched.
Yes, exactly.
So, it should be a great one, and can't wait to jump into it. Please give the episode a like if you haven't done so already, and we hope you enjoy.
I was standing on the top of this hill at the aid station. A random shell came in. It couldn't have gone off more than 5 or 10 feet away from me, because all I remember is a tremendous blast. And the next thing I knew, I was laying on the ground in the snow, and when I tried to get up, only thing I could see were the broken ends of my legs.
Oof.
The broken part, both femurs were shattered, as I was in my back trying to raise my legs up. And I thought, I'm dead. And I said my act of contrition, because I'm a Catholic. And then the next thing I thought of was my mother. I thought, what's she going to say? Because I was an only child.
Oh. I don't recognise his surname. The reason I said to you, who's that? Just because I thought it was someone that we might have come across, and I can't remember his surname. But
I thought you were trying to catch me out.
No.
Assembled a volunteer parachute regiment.
Within this unit was a company of men who found themselves at the forefront of the war in Europe. That's going to be the 101st, isn't it?
Yes. Although the plane number's different.
Yeah.
66 and 67, wasn't it?
Parachuted into Normandy or D-Day.
Battle of the Bulge.
People in the comments saying the Eagle's Nest is still there. What they captured it at the end. You can
really?
You can actually visit it, yeah.
I was going to say, if they turned it into a tourism spot.
Yeah, I think it'd be really great to see. I've got goosebumps already.
Yeah, same. I like the title, it's thought-provoking.
Yes.
C. Carwood Lipton.
Lipton,
Yeah, I remembered Lipton.
Grew up in Huntington.
Frederick T. Heiliger. Concord, Massachusetts was my hometown.
My name's J.B. Stokes. I was born close to Bonham in a rural area called Leonard.
Born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. My father worked for this railroad. My mother was a housewife.
My nickname was Babe.
Babe.
Born and raised in South Philadelphia, where the times were tough. Mom had 10 children, so you had to work to survive. That's what it was. It's just survival.
Go on there.
It was a real struggle because we came up in the Depression.
I saw people that really were hungry and had hard times.
We lived on a farm at the time. It was poor. Everybody was poor. That was the Depression.
I got a paper route. $5 a month I made, something like that.
I was the oldest one, so I sort of branched out on my own.
On December 7th, 41, we were in a store, and a guy, he says, the USA is in a war with Japan, and everything just went silent.
Something was wrong with you if you weren't in the service. It was just what you had to do.
I was going to be in some top kind of a unit, or I wasn't going to be in the Army.
It's a lot of information to take in.
Yes.
Sometime in early 1942, and I just got interested in seeing if I couldn't become a paratrooper.
Nobody forced you to do this. You volunteered. It was the notion that you wanted to do something. You wanted to be with the best.
You was proud to be. We was proud of our boots. We was proud of our shoulder pads. We was proud to be paratroopers. We was proud to be working with the guys we were working with.
You know those people better than you will ever know anybody in your life. That comes when you start your training, while that progresses.
Remember their training? First episode, wasn't it? How we jumped in.
Yeah.
War Department, the film bulletin.
Each man was like a heavyweight champion of the world boxer.
Out of 100%, only 10% made it.
You had to hang in there. You had to be tough. We marched 118 miles in 3 days.
Wow.
More than 2 marathons a day. Easy Company was formed in July 1942 at Camp Toka.
Tokoa.
That's what you're here for.
Some of them lost as much as 40 pounds, but I didn't have nothing to lose. I weighed about 130. If I'd have lost 40 pounds, I wouldn't have been big enough to stay.
Would have blown away in the wind.
They'd be there one day and they'd be gone the next.
They couldn't keep up with them. You understand? They were good men, but they couldn't take that hard training. Well, he had the cream of the cream.
Wild Bill.
I forgot that.
Called Currahee every morning, run it up and back.
Currahee,
yeah, episode 1.
Of course, the name Currahee, as I understand it, means we stand alone together. That's an Indian name. It became a symbol of the camp because it was really rough and tough.
Yeah, someone told us it was a native Indian term.
Yes.
And it didn't matter how hard they trained you and how tired you got, you would still go out on your own and run the mountain at night, which was ridiculous because when you had to run it during the day, all you did was bitch and moan. And at night, you'd get a couple of guys and go up and do it on your own.
All of us coming in, no experience in the Army at all, coming in directly from civilian life.
The paratroopers of the 101st Airborne Division was as well trained as you could get a soldier to be at that time.
Well, yeah, they lost 90%. So if you can weed out 90%,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Not like a bird flying in the air.
Broke my foot on the first one.
One of them just said he broke his foot on the first one.
That morning after breakfast, they marched us all out there to the airfield.
I heard the one saying he was flying like a bird.
Yeah.
You didn't want to be afraid because all these other guys are right there with you and, your bravado and all that. But you didn't want to be afraid, so you kept that out of your mind.
We're talking about Bill.
My first flight up, I jumped. I was years before I ever landed in an aircraft.
Well, foolishly, I didn't think it'd be so tough. The first jump you make is not all that bad. You don't know what you're doing. It just seemed like when you step out the door, the chute just opened right then.
I cannot remember leaving the plane until after the chute opened up. But after that, it wasn't as bad.
It was a thrill. It was a high, as they say these days.
There's way more here than took part in the Band of Brothers.
There is, yeah.
Series.
Yeah, seeing some new faces.
Some of the big ones hit the ground like a ton of, what's his name?
The thing you worried about most was your chute. Did you pack it right? And you'd go through that, you'd pack it one day and jump the next day. You had all night to think about it.
Laying in your bed wondering if you packed it right.
So we made 5 jumps, and the 3rd week there, then you were a qualified paratrooper. Got your wings pinned on, became one of the elite members of the parachute regiment.
The men were trained, hardened, physically and mentally, and they were ready to jump. Thus we started off for Normandy.
15 months of training. Yeah, okay. And this is where it started. Well, it's not where it started, but it's where we got a lot of early focus, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
As you pull out of harbor and you pass the Statue of Liberty, will I ever be coming back? I don't know.
12 days.
Yeah.
Wonder
How
where they
long
land.
that takes now?
Yeah, probably not half as long. I was wondering where you think they landed. Maybe it's Portsmouth, Southampton, somewhere on the coast.
Yeah, you'd imagine so, right? Aldbourne? Aldbourne?
Parked the ship in Aldbourne.
We were stationed in England for about a year before D-Day.
They put us in a camp preparing us for D-Day.
They had guards around the marshalling area, so nobody could leave. That's when you felt that this is it.
Yeah, makes sense.
We did not know where we were going to jump until we were locked in. They had debriefing to tell you exactly what your mission was.
And they made a scale model of the features of the land. They put in all the little buildings, all the bridges. We knew it by heart, knew exactly what to do.
I'm guessing you just have to memorise what you need to do over and over and over once you land.
Yeah, you can't send them out there with a map each.
No.
Got the orders to get on the planes. This is it.
Lesnevsky.
And we know how this jump went.
Yes.
Under attack. Basically jumping out into the line of fire.
Yeah. Planes going down as well.
Plans and preparations that had taken place before the invasion site We were confident and calm.
Imagine being calm.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine it.
I gotta say, it's kind of unrelated, but Lipton's hair is just sensational.
He's got grey hair, hasn't he? I look at it every time he comes on screen.
Same. Yeah, weighing a lot.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were carrying their own body weight on them almost.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see how hard they hit the ground when they're just doing practice jumps without all this weight on them.
A lot of them were very scared. I was scared too, but probably in a different way that other people were. As long as I was in that plane and they were going to get me there safely out of that plane, that's all that I worried about.
There's more worried about the flight there than actually getting there.
Than making it, yeah. I mean, he was right to be worried, given how much fire they were under.
Yeah.
And...
At the time, I had no feeling whatsoever. Like I said, my feelings was for my brother who was killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That infuriated me to no end.
Monte Cassino, wasn't it? He was killed, his brother?
Good memory if it was.
Kill every damn German I came across. And that's why I think they nicknamed me Wild Bill, because I did a lot of killing D-Day.
We saw when he landed in Band of Brothers that he was emotionally charged.
Yeah. Attacked that convoy, didn't he?
And I saw the thousands of crafts, everything from LCIs to battleships, down there in the channel. And I think that's when I first realized how large the invasion was.
They went down off the south end of England and then across the Jersey Islands and then across the Cherbourg Peninsula.
Black was terrible. Any aircraft was absolutely horrendous. It was like a July the 4th celebration 10 times over.
You could see tracers all over the place. That's why everybody wanted to get out of the plane as fast as they could.
No matter where we were at, out. They wanted out of the plane. They were getting shot up.
Okay, we got so much gas.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to have to get back to England. So what are we going to do with all these guys back here? Give them the green light sometime. Get out. We're standing there ready to jump.
Man, I jumped up on a run and
it's Buck Compton.
And with the hook and out the door, you know, and got such an opening blast, it broke this chin strap that we had on this helmet liner. And
we jumped at speeds of 150 miles an hour.
And lower than we should have been. That wasn't bad either because you got to the ground quicker.
I was going to say.
That is true, yeah.
The amount of gunfire that was going on.
Tracer bullet burning holes through the parachute.
And they told us that all you'll have to do is shuffle up to the door, throw that leg out, prop blast will hit it, and you're gone. Only I was gone out and my leg was in, and I was hanging.
Oh.
And Paul rolled me out. Paul Rogers rolled me out.
I just helped him out. I just picked him up and threw him out, I guess.
Yeah, God, you can't wait, can you?
And I could see the tracers, and they were kind of spraying around in the air.
It's bad. This is a lottery, isn't it, if you get hit or not?
Exactly.
And I slipped a little bit, and my chute fell across the power lines, and I hit that fence and fell into a farmer's garden. And that fence had glass in the top of it and cut me up. I was down.
Some landed.
He had a horrible jump overall, didn't he?
Yep.
And we were way, got looking at my map, and we wasn't anywhere close to where we were supposed to be. We was plumb off our maps that they'd give us. We had to make our way back. We knew that the beach was to the east of where we were.
My friend from Erie was in another plane. When I hit the ground, I hit about 2 feet away from him.
That was a bit of luck.
Yeah, you'd take that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Comfort.
And I lit in a tree. I had my trench knife, and I reached up, grabbed a hold of it's a big trunk, and I come down that tree like a monkey.
And then there I was with a trench knife and a canteen and about 6 candy bars in my pocket.
6 candy bars.
Nothing but a jump knife when they landed. So we had a scrounge. As it worked out for all of us, later on we run across somebody who had been killed, and you take his weapon.
We were scattered all over the peninsula practically. Quite a confused situation, but we were better prepared for it than the Germans were. The Germans didn't know where we were.
Those Germans had those big guns aimed right at them, you know, and just waiting on them. Oh, they had it tough. They had it tough.
We saw that early on, didn't we? Them scavenging supplies and weapons from the dead.
Yes.
Were pointed and firing right down on the beach. People out of the landing craft were trying to come onto the beach, and they were firing right down on them.
Yeah, they were scattered. They landed all over the place, didn't they? Like nobody was with who they were meant to be. They jumped too early as well, but because they had to.
Yes.
As you sit back years later on and look at it, this was laid out exactly right, tactically.
Are they talking about the guns they had to take out?
Yeah, they said there was 105mm cannons or something that were firing onto the...
We thought we knew where every foxhole was in Normandy. But on this one, the Germans had moved in there and camouflaged us so well, we didn't know it was there.
Is this the first mission we saw them on?
Yeah.
And we were been trained from special assaults and whatnot, special assignments. They weren't aware of what we had. They didn't realize we only had 12 people. Lieutenant Winters had us set up a firing position.
Went up to scout it for myself, crawled out along this hedgerow to get a little closer to look it over, and I felt I could see a trench, and I thought I knew where our machine gun was.
Winters was an exceptional leader, and he was able to size up all through the war. Size up combat situations and decide quickly and correctly the best way to take care of whatever the problem was.
We saw that, didn't we?
Yes.
All through the 10 episodes.
Yeah, he was a tactical genius, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Compton, Malarkey, and Winda crawl up there and hand grenade that machine gun. And as you throw your grenades, I'll charge up with the rest of the guys.
I look up and I peek through the bushes and I see a couple of Germans over here about stoking this gun and firing it. And so I pull out a hand grenade and I pull the pin on it and I threw it as high and as far as I could. Had enough hang time on it that about the time it got to them, it went off in the air and I got one of them.
Wow.
3 Germans broke off from this position to run across the field, which was the wrong thing to do from their viewpoint. We cut them down.
And then I saw an arm stuck over that tent and one of those potato masher grenades, with a stick come out there, and I said, well, he's gonna miss me. And that thing fell right down in that trench. And I felt like it blowed my butt over my head.
It sounds crazy.
Yeah. I've got they call the German grenades the potato masher ones because of the shape they're in.
I'm sorry. I goofed.
I felt like I kind of let them down, but, that's neither here nor there.
My God, it's beautiful when you think of a guy who is that dedicated to his company, to his buddies, that he apologizes for getting hit. But that's the kind of guy he was, and that's the kind each one of them was. Each one of them proved himself that he could do the job.
He got that intel, didn't he?
Yeah, he found the intel, yeah.
And maybe if I had been harder, if I had done a little bit better job, there would have been a couple more men going home.
Was it? I think it had all the outposts and all the gun positions on the map, which is what he found.
We knew that, didn't we? It was 60, 65 lost, 74 returned.
I never thought I'd get through D-Day, let alone the next phase or the next phase. I thought I was going to get killed instantly. The chances of survival is very, very slim. As the parachute, we got that done in Edinburgh, Scotland, 1944. Me and Johnny Martin, drunk as a skunk.
Garnier and I decided we'd go to Scotland. We didn't figure we had a chance to come home. But, we thought, well, hell, the war's just starting. And Christ, we're 50% gone now, so it's a long haul.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is when the replacements came in. What's really good about this is it's given us time references. We got dates in Band of Brothers, but that was, typically speaking, about it.
Yeah.
So they came back for 3 months.
There were young kids that came in, and for some reason, I don't know why, they were the first ones killed. And I think maybe they were trying to impress the older guys, maybe people like me or Shifty.
They had a star on their jump wings. They were like heroes to us, That's how we looked at them.
I got right there to where I didn't want to be friendly with replacements coming in because, God, I didn't like seeing them get killed.
I think you said that at the beginning of one of the episodes. I remember that sentence.
Yeah, we saw the Holland jump.
Yes.
That's where they got ambushed. They were hiding the tank. Bull got stuck there, didn't he?
That's the one, yep. Market Garden.
The drop was perfect. It was a mass drop. Everybody was dropping on the same field.
Daytime drop's a lot easier.
Plowed field, and I slipped right over it, and I believe I almost landed standing up, soft. a great jump.
People are continually losing helmets and equipment, and all this equipment's raining down. And if you get hit with this, you're going to be killed. Or
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, how hard they're hitting the ground.
Yeah.
It took us hours to get there. And taking hours to get there, the few German troops that were to secure this bridge had plenty of time to set their charges to blow the thing up.
I was maybe 150 yards away. It blew up in our faces.
Can't help but think to yourself, my God, what a way to die in combat, to be killed with a flying timber.
But once we got in, the Dutch, it was just marvelous, their reaction.
Heroes welcome.
Yeah, so that big parade, didn't we?
Oh, I didn't realise they had 4 years of German occupation.
I mean, you're under German occupation for 4 years, and you see paratroopers come out of the sky on Sunday morning. Who are they? They're the angels. They love you.
And it was hard to even get down the streets.
And they hugged you and kissed you, and we didn't mind. You know, naturally, we was young. We didn't mind at all.
And they were really proud to see us.
Yeah, I'm surprised waiting 4 years.
Yes.
Trying to clean out the town because snipers did some damage in a situation like that.
Yeah, we were quite worried at that time with the crowds and stuff. And
Yes, it all seemed a bit chaotic.
Yeah.
Battling from village to village along Hell's Highway, Easy Company crossed Holland to the Rhine River.
They're fighting like heck to keep us out of Germany.
It's called the island. We call it the island. And we set up positions there. Had some substantial battles there.
They could observe any movement we made during the daytime. They could shell us, put mortar fire on us.
Well, I was picked to go up on a dike. Of course, when you get to the top, you don't expose yourself. And no action, so I brought it back down, put the helmet on, and I sort of peeked over. When I peeked over, I see a hand there with a potato masher. I ducked down, it hit my helmet and bounced off.
If Lesniewski hadn't hollered live grenade, and I had enough sense to know that that's that grenade that hit my rifle and is laying right in front of me, in my face practically, I know I'd have either had my head blown off or I would have definitely been blinded.
I hollered for them to, take off. I said, get the hell going back. Taking them off, pulling the pins and throwing them over. They were hitting some of the krauts.
So the doctor that counted the holes in me down at Nijmegen, the first doctor that really counted the holes, said there was 32.
Ooh, 32 holes in his body.
Just his head, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Sitting there at night, a couple of nights, listening to the artillery land.
Wham! And it was the way they used it. It was an all-purpose gun. It could shoot anti-aircraft, tanks, anti-personnel.
And Joe Toy stepped out, and I run up. I remember that.
Joe.
Yeah.
He ran up and I grabbed him. And he said, "Oh, don't touch me." I said, "Joe, it's me." He said, "I'm hit all over." He said, I'm bad. Bad as he was hurting, Joe Toy. He said, "I already checked him. He's gone." Jim Campbell might be alive today. If he hadn't have said to me, "You stay here with your gun," I'm going up. And I never, I sleep on it, I eat on it, I never forgot that. You gotta remember what one guy did because he thought it was his job to do, and he took a shot for you.
It's going to be a weird feeling knowing that just something as small as that could have ended his life. By the end of the Holland campaign, Easy Company had been on the front line for more than 70 days.
I was going to say a lot of the men that came back would have been suffering survivor's guilt and probably have done their whole lives.
Yes.
You don't realize that at the time you come off the line, from living in the mud, being absolutely miserable for 70 days straight, you didn't realize at that point that you're only going to be off the line for a few days.
Oh yeah, a couple of days rest and off to Bastogne.
Yes. Yeah, this was a mad battle.
Yeah.
Well, we saw the people that were coming out of there as Easy Company were going in to replace them. Yeah. They were destroyed. They said they just got hit from all angles.
Yeah, no, they did.
Oh, I didn't know that. They might have told us that during the series, but if they did, it escaped me.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Wow.
600,000 American soldiers would fight in the battle.
Wow.
But it is Bastogne, though. This is the
Bojack.
Oh, wow. They actually visited.
sure looks different now. There ain't no snow.
That's got to be strange, isn't it?
These trees might have been replanted. Look how I think if the trees look like they did in 44 and 45.
Is that Garnier?
I don't know.
One leg.
That's it. Yeah.
I think I can hear Garnier.
It's the town of Foy. Oh, this is definitely the area. This is definitely. Well, there's the town of Foy right over there after the empty field where those cattle are grazing.
So that's the tree line they were just hidden behind.
Looking right into the town of Foy. And they had to watch everything going on. We had our foxholes right over here, and the other area, wherever we had to move out and dig in again, of course the Krauts had plenty of artillery. You just dove in the hole and just sprayed. We lost Muck and Pentella over on this side. They were killed instantly. Direct hit, 88. Direct hit right in the hole.
We saw one like that, didn't we? I think that might be what they're talking about.
I can't see nothing of them. There's nothing there. They were all gone, just disintegrated. I'm telling you, it's an odd feeling. To me, it brings a lot of memories. The times, good and bad, a lot of memories.
That's where the war kind of ended for Garnier, wasn't it? He had his leg blown off. It was there, wasn't it?
It was there, yeah.
The Germans wanted to get Bastogne because of the road network. That's why it was such an objective.
We were short of equipment. We didn't have enough ammunition. We didn't have enough warm clothes.
They were asking for that on their way in, weren't they?
Yeah.
In the show.
We finally saw they got the airdrop, didn't they?
We didn't know what we were getting into. There was very little information, only that the Germans had broken through.
As it worked out, there's some men actually got on the trucks and left for Bastogne and didn't have a rifle.
As if it wasn't scary enough.
Not even being able to defend yourself.
They were beat to a nub, and every one of them were telling us, they're going to kill everybody. They're running over everybody.
They couldn't believe when they saw us up there that we intended to set up defensive lines and to stop the Germans.
Asking the guys that's retreating, you got any extra ammunition or a hand grenade you don't want? You could hear the firing going on up ahead, and we're marching towards it with hardly any ammunition.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yes.
Bad move. A lot of snow, a lot of everything you didn't like. Ooh, cold place.
Backs up the claims of how accurate Band of Brothers was, though, because this has, generally speaking, followed a lot of the same storyline.
No, it definitely has.
In Belgium, the trees are planted. They don't grow like they do in Maine. They're rows of trees. You look down a row and you can see a half a mile. There was on top of this hill, there was a ridge with a tree line. We were dug in on that ridge.
You can always dig a hole and get out of sight, We dug plenty of those. Yeah.
You'd be surprised how quick you can get through that hard ground when somebody's shooting at you and them shells are falling.
Well, we say we became experts on foreign European soil. We dug in.
And the ground is frozen, it takes quite a while.
Yeah, God, that's nasty, trying to out frozen ground.
You must understand, we were surrounded. The Germans were about maybe 100 yards away from us.
No matter where you looked around the circle, you could see artillery flashes. So we knew from that we were surrounded.
Earth shaking. If you live through them, you remember them for the rest of your life, and I'm not sure you're the same for the rest of your life after you live through them. You never forget them.
One of the guys got hit in the arm with a piece of shrapnel, took his arm off above the elbow. And they were taking him out. He said, "Get my wristwatch off of my arm." That always stayed with me. A calm voice and everything, get my wristwatch off of my arm.
We withdrew back to our former positions there up the hill from Foy.
And the Germans had this, this woods of ours zeroed in completely. And as we hit the woods, why this tremendous artillery attack came.
They were letting us have it. Everything. The kitchen sink, mortars.
Scared the hell. I was scared, but I think I was petrified then. I thought the whole world was shooting at us at once.
I jumped into a foxhole that somebody had started and then hadn't finished. So I was crouched down in that foxhole. Wouldn't hold all of me, so from about my nose up was above the ground. I could see all these shells hitting.
This must be so scary.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing that any minute one can just land on you, like I said earlier.
Sergeant Garnier lost a leg, and Joe Toy lost a leg.
Joe got caught not near his hole. Bill and I were ahead of him, and he came up out of his hole quickly, and we were still under heavy fire.
Joe said, "What do I have to do to die?" He got hit real bad, the back and the leg. I went out to see what I could do for him. Bongo, I got it too.
Oof.
Leg was badly mangled. He was holding his leg and it was jerking like that. He said, "Lip, they got old Garnier this time." They really got him there.
This is where Buck dropped the helmet in the show as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was called Breaking Point, wasn't it?
And we put them on stretchers, and I better not talk about it. Yeah, better not talk about it. They're terrible.
Yeah, well, those memories coming back when he tries to talk about it. I completely get that.
We had lost some very good men there. Toy and Garnier had lost their legs there.
When a man was wounded, we felt glad for them. We felt happy for them. He had a ticket to get out of this.
It's strange, isn't it, to even think that way, but I completely get it.
And when we had a man who was killed, we found that he was at peace.
That's probably the best way to look at it in that situation.
We're glad that he found peace.
Yeah, it's going to help you cope with the loss to a degree, I suppose.
You just live from day to day. Keep your fingers crossed and
lips quivering.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did suffer massive casualties. 15 men alone, just in Easy.
Yeah.
It is a great personal honor for me to be here today to take part in a ceremony that is unique in American history. Never before has a full division been cited by the War Department in the name of the President for gallantry in action. This day marks the beginning of a new tradition in the American Army. With that tradition, therefore, will always be associated the name of the 101st Airborne Division and of Bastogne.
Pretty mad.
Yeah, that is.
First time ever, entire division.
Yeah, thoroughly deserved.
Yeah.
The Germans had started to surrender. They still had their arms, but as you're going down the Autobahn, there was almost a solid line of German troops. Berchtesgaden, that's the end of the line. It's the retreat that Hitler had for himself, and he built his eagle's nest on top of the Alp. And of course, this is where they had their loot as well. This was the goal of the French, who were on our right flank. This is the place to capture. This is the one everybody wanted.
They said they were rushing against the French, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's how they portrayed it in the show.
Yeah, that's it. Wanted to get there first. Makes sense. This is a huge part of history. You want to be responsible for that.
And the great window through which the Fuhrer gazed out on the Alps.
We took Berchtesgaden May the 5th. No fighting, no shooting. The only thing I seen at Berchtesgaden was a couple dead black uniform SS troopers laying on the road.
Took over his house and liberated it, you might say.
There was obviously a loot of all kinds that the men were looking for, such as guns, money.
A lot of people wanted the guns.
Picked up a lot of German items, including some postcards and envelopes that were addressed to Hitler.
Soldiers like us, we don't recognize a painting when we see it.
The 101st Airborne Division uncovers Hermann Goering's personal art collection. Treasures will go back to rightful owners in pillaged nations.
We found a warehouse full of gin.
I was about to mention this. This is the one where Dick let Nix get what he wanted.
That's it. Yeah, he said they were going to take truckloads back, didn't they, as well?
Yes.
So we stayed pretty well oiled for a while.
Oh, that champagne was good. Ooh, it was good.
I went to the barracks, went to sleep. I didn't wake up the next day. I made a 2-day off.
That the whole company fell out in their underwear. We didn't even have to dress, you know. Everybody was pretty well looped, and we just fell out in line formation in our underwear.
They're enjoying themselves. They're at peace with the world.
Deserve it.
Yeah.
It was a paradise for a soldier to move into.
Yeah, I can imagine they didn't feel like that too often.
No.
If ever.
And I had seen the Holocaust, and I had seen what the Germans had done to the Jewish race, and I'd seen what they had done to the displaced persons. So that by taking over their homes for a few nights to bed down my men, and if they picked up a few trinkets, I had no problem.
No.
Nobody has ever taken the time to tell you how to handle a surrender. We'll talk about that when we get there. Well, here we are. We got...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So many troops. Like, all of a sudden, what happens?
I think we thought that the Germans were probably the evilest people in the world. As the war went along, we found out also that it wasn't the Germans per se. It was the SS and Special Troops.
One of those prisoners handed me this little book I could have, and I looked at it, and it was a little Catholic prayer book for the Mass. And all of a sudden, I'm faced with the thing, hey, I haven't got Nazis here, I got some Catholics.
That man and I might have been good friends. We might have had a lot in common. Of course, they were doing what they were supposed to do, and I was trying to do what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
Under different circumstances, we might have been good friends.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
I have a great deal of respect for them as soldiers. They were very good soldiers, but they're still enemy. I was assigned as major, and when he walked in, he presented me this pistol, offered his personal surrender, which naturally I accepted.
That was in the show as well, wasn't it? That part. But in the show, he tells him to keep it.
Let him keep it, yeah.
But it wasn't until later, when he had given me this pistol and I had a chance to look at it carefully, that I realized this pistol had never been fired. There was no blood on it. That's the way all wars should end, with an agreement with no blood on it. And I assure you, this pistol has never been fired since I've had it, and it will not be fired.
Well put.
Yeah, definitely. Some souvenir, isn't it?
Yeah. And a tire, such a reminder as well.
Yeah.
I think it was difficult for most fellas coming back.
Went to work for a coal company.
Did some bartending, ran a pool hall.
It didn't pay very much, but there were a lot of nice people.
Friendly faces.
Yeah.
I became an industrial arts teacher and a social studies teacher.
I went to work for the government.
I built homes. I went into construction. I went into hard work, tedious work. I'd done everything. You name it, I'd done it.
Pretty cool, like, given he lost a leg.
Yeah.
A lot of physical jobs.
CIA in Washington.
Yeah,
Got my degree in 19...
Someone went into the CIA.
Became a teacher and taught for almost 30 years.
I swear he said that.
Yeah, no, I did.
I was making $75 a week.
We've never become wealthy in life, but we have a lot of other wealth that means more than that, really.
Everyone done well. I done well, too.
I think Lipton said he graduated, got his degree in 48. I'm sure it was Lipton's voice.
I want to welcome each and every one of you to our banquet tonight. Thank you all for coming. And I want to extend the best wishes to all the men from Company E506. I love you. God bless you all.
That's nice that they get together.
Yeah.
It's just to give us a chance to get together and talk to each other. We relive some of the Army experiences, but we have great respect and you might say affection for each other.
Lipton has stood out so much in that one.
Yeah.
The bond's still there. The bond you can't explain. As soon as you see him, you know you're thinking of battles and thinking of it to yourself. The men staying out amongst each other.
We're a strange bunch of dudes as far as I'm concerned. To be this close after all these years, that's the thing that gets me. I like brothers.
I'd like to make 20 more reunions.
We had a lot of real good times. And those are the times that you really remember, you know. Then you had a lot of bad times. My family didn't know anything about it. Figured it's something that didn't need talking about. It was done, over with.
We didn't know Shifty the way the men know Shifty, you know.
So, he started talking about it just in the last 5 or 6 years. I didn't even, you know, it didn't even dawn on me that he'd killed people.
I really admire my daddy. He's a good guy. He's a real strong guy. Been to France and to that cemetery. It's just incredible. There's crosses upon crosses upon crosses.
And I told my daughter, I said, this guy here died at age 19 or 20. Never lived. No family, no children, no opportunity to have some satisfaction of building a life, nothing.
These guys have been with each other in the absolute base experiences of human existence. Knowing you're going to die, or thinking you're going to die, or seeing people die and all.
Yes, that's Joe's family.
And there they went, day after day. And
Pete Toy, his name was.
I admire that. It held my father even on his tombstone as Sergeant Joe Toy, 506 PIR, 101st Airborne Division. That's what he wanted on his tombstone. It meant that much to him.
How it happened that those various individuals happened to end up in E Company, I don't know. But as you know, every Army unit thinks it's the best. But we knew we were the best.
Think about your God more than anything else. Think about most of them every day. Etched in your memory, I guess. He'll never leave either.
Am I a little proud of having once served in that outfit? You bet your life. I wore that eagle on my right shoulder. Probably the proudest thing in my whole life.
The heroes have crosses over their heads, the ones that are buried in the cemeteries. Those are the true heroes, not us. We're just part of the work, that's all. And we thank God we got back alive.
No, I definitely think all the ones that got back were heroes as well.
Yeah, definitely.
The son and the mother and father of the heroes of the Second World War. That's the guys that come home.
I don't believe there's very, very, very few heroes that came back from the war. They're still over there.
I understand why they'd all say that.
Yeah.
I cherish the memories of a question my grandson asked me the other day. Grandpa, were you a hero in the war?
We saw this.
Yeah.
Grandpa said no. But I served in a company of heroes.
Joe Toy, oh, there was a big Mick, and we used to have a few beers at night, and I'd sing, and Garnier would try to come over and sing. He'd say to Garnier, Garnier, you're Italian, you don't know this song. Garnier could sing it better than he did.
How's it go?
Oh, Bridget of Flynn.
They've got to get Garnier to sing it now, surely.
Yeah.
Where have you been? Sure it's a fine time for you to come in. You went to see the big parade, me eye. Look at your shoes, ain't it a sin, Bridget O'Flynn? Sure your story and your shoes. I'm telling you, Bridget, just what to do. From the water, Bridget, darling. Now that's the song Toy like. And that's what we sang. You only needed a sissel of beer. 2 beers you were drunk because you were in great physical condition.
Yeah.
You were too peaked, and 2 beers you were high as Georgia Pine,
Oh, no Garnier version.
No.
I wanted to hear him sing it as
That
he
would have
was
been
so
brilliant.
good at singing it. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been great.
I just saw there was another video there for Dick Winter's
Yeah.
version on the Spears shooting the prisoners.
Oh, okay,
Which
yeah.
that'd be really interesting to
Yeah, it
see.
would
We
have
saw a lot in the comments about that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, shame we didn't get Garnier's version at the end.
That
but
was so good.
no, it was a good watch. It was an interesting watch.
Really
a
interesting.
lot. It was interesting to hear the whole version of events covered off by the people that were there themselves.
Definitely.
Without the dramatic inclusions that
Yeah.
obviously they needed to add in for
And
the show.
A lot of it seemed pretty spot on. There's obviously going to be discrepancies, but the actual core story was told pretty well.
Yes.
So yeah, I like that they did the whole timeline, like exactly how we saw in Band of Brothers when they started from the training all the way through to the Eagle's Nest.
It's ironic because so many times people come up with ideas. This obviously wasn't an idea, but they say that you give a show to a TV network and they rip it apart, and by the time it goes out it's nothing like the show that was planned. It feels like with this, the stories that they took, they respected the stories and tried to tell them as accurately as they possibly could, and for that fact it's really nice that they did that, because so often you get producers that obviously run away with things and feel like everything needs to be more dramatised.
Yeah. The thing is with this story, I feel like the story was dramatic enough, really, for it. It didn't need too much. It's an insane story, and like you say, it was really nice to hear it from their mouths. And it is sad that they I mean, no one calls themselves a hero anyway, so I get what they're saying, but they are just as much heroes as the people that didn't make it.
Yes.
But I really do feel like there's a lot of survivor's guilt, and they don't allow themselves to sort of to be heroes or recognise themselves as heroes because they came back.
You're right. People certainly in the main generally don't go around calling themselves a hero.
No.
So yeah, I could understand why they
I
were
need
saying
to stop.
that. But it was nice that I like the fact that it went through the bit at the end where the guard was down, where they said about them lining up in their underwear, and then they told some stories, because it was nice to see that lighter side, because obviously this was a lot of difficult story that we were hearing about the times that they spent out there, and it was obviously quite emotionally charged, and it was emotional, the details that they were laying out. So yeah, it was nice to see a different side to it as well, and to know that hopefully that they are able to reminisce about some of the better times, because we saw that they were very few and far between.
They were, but yeah, they still would have had the odd good times even when they were there, because they just made light of it. We saw the jokes that were still going on when there were a threat of like the artillery and Bastogne and Garnier like cracking. I don't know how true this was when he was cracking the joke when they were taking him out on the stretcher.
Yes.
When he said, "Oh, I told you I'd get back to the States before you," or something like that. Like if that was true, then fair play to him, because yeah, that ending was really nice. That would have been a well-needed and well-deserved sort of rest, and well, not rest, they were probably drinking every day, but do you know what I mean, just enjoying it, no more threat, if you like, and actually have some downtime and take home some loot as well.
What I found really interesting is, I know this was a documentary, but I genuinely didn't expect there to be footage, as much footage as there actually was.
Yeah, real footage as well.
Yeah.
I agree.
They were able to kind of tell the story and break it down through that footage, and it seemed like that footage was, except for some of the parachute drops maybe, because there were so many men coming down. But yeah, they seemed like they were able to tell the story through the footage.
And when I saw that footage, like the guns they had to destroy, I was calling back in my mind to the scenes that we saw in the show, and yeah, it was really, really well done. Really well done.
Yeah, no, it was. But yeah, I'm glad that everybody suggested that we watched that.
Definitely.
It was definitely worth the watch and puts a few things into context. It was also nice. It was nice to hear from other names that I'm pretty sure were in the show, some of them, but weren't associated in the intro comments. And on top of that, people that we hadn't heard of.
They weren't
before.
covered off in like the main story, but they were equally a part of it. And yeah, I'm glad we got to learn some new names and hear some more stories.
Was this released? I know they say this is now like the unofficial 11th episode of Band of Brothers, but would this have been released first, do you think?
I don't know. I feel like some of the...
I'm wondering if this came out. You know, when you watch the documentary and then a light bulb went off, like this would make a really intriguing series to put their stories out there to a wider audience.
Because some of the interviews we saw at the end of the episodes and stuff, we heard the same things being said. So maybe, I don't know whether they took snippets from that.
Yes.
It's quite interesting. Yeah, let us know which came first. But
that would be
that would be the inspiration could have come from this to make it into an actual 10-part series. So yeah, it's a good question.
There you go. But yeah, thank you so much for being with us on this one. We really do appreciate it. Please give the episode a like if you haven't done so already. For those of you that are watching on the YouTube, not the Patreon, and you're wondering what's coming next, we do have the Pacific coming out. I think we're around about 4 or 5 episodes into that at the moment on Patreon. And beyond that, we're hoping to then go into Masters of the Air as well. So yeah, thank you so much for being with us and for your support and all of the information and context that you've been giving to us throughout. We really, really do appreciate it. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you back here for the next one.